Hey guys, this is Comic Uno, and today I'm doing a review for The Walking Dead Season 3, Episode 11, and this is called I Am Not a Judas. And this is a perfect name for this episode. But before I start this review, just want to give you guys, to say thank you for giving me over 1,000 views for my last Walking Dead video. So thank you guys, I really do appreciate it, and thank you for watching my Walking Dead videos and all my videos and supporting me, so I definitely want to mention that. But let's talk about this episode, I Am Not a Judas, and this is definitely an Andrea-centric episode. We get to see Andrea tells the governor, hey, I want to go to prison, and the governor says, if you want to die, go to prison. But she, gets around it, and she goes to the prison, and the group doesn't give her a warm welcome, but she goes there to see how everyone is, and she does leave. They didn't ask her to stay. She didn't ask to stay, so she does leave, but she does confront different people in different situations, and we see how these characters have changed since Andrea left. And then she leaves, and she goes to the governor, and she has sex with the governor, and Carol kind of doesn't make a joke, but she doesn't say, oh, do this. She kind of just like, oh, you could do this, but she says, have sex with the governor, and right after, kill him. And in the end of this episode, we get to see she's thinking, should I kill him? And now she doesn't. And this means she's on the governor's side. Yeah, because I think if she had total loyalty to the group, she would kill the governor. But we could see she does love the governor in some way, so she doesn't kill the governor. But does that mean she's totally going to betray the group? I don't think so. I think that conflict in this end of this episode is just going to be throughout the whole season, the conflict of who she's going to pick. But since she didn't kill the governor, will she pick the governor and be with the governor? I think that's a question we have to ask ourselves. But I thought this was a really solid episode. Nothing extreme happened, but this is a really good character developed episode, especially for Andrea. We haven't seen her in a while, and we've all been waiting for her to go to the prison, and she finally does go to the prison, and we get to see her react to Carol, the best friend. Glenn being upset at her because of what happened to him at at Woodbury. Michonne saying, you left me for a warm bed. You left Michonne's her best friend. They went through all that. You left me for a warm bed. So thanks, Andrea. So we get to see them react to each other. And then we get to see how Rick has changed since Season 2 through Andrea's eyes. Because Andrea's eyes is the Season 2 viewer. Because that's where she was last seen with the group. And she sees how Rick is getting very cold. He doesn't accept people. Right when she walks in, she goes down to the ground because she has to get patted by Rick because just see if she has any weapons. So Rick doesn't trust anybody. Of course, as a Season 3 viewer, we know that, how much he's changed. And we get to see that even more throughout this episode. So yeah, even though nothing humongous happened in this, it's a really good Andrea episode because it does question really, who will she team up with? My hope, and I really do hope towards the end, she's going to be like, alright, I see the governor's doing something wrong. She always sees these things, but she kind of looks over it. I'm hoping towards the end she'll be like, oh, I see what the governor does wrong, I have to go with my friends and my group. Because she even said in this episode, it's like, oh, my friends and the town. Her friends is the group. So I'm just hoping she makes the right decision, and I have to say, with Andrea, she's an annoying character, and she kind of annoyed me a lot in this episode, because something about Andrea is that I always liked her character since Season 1. She's like Mermaid Girl. She got that mermaid necklace in the pilot, and I've always called her Mermaid Girl, because I did not know her name. So, she had the sister, and I didn't want her to die in that season finale, I wanted to see her character survive. But then towards Season 2, she had the whole Shane thing, and then Season 3, she became even more annoying. But I thought maybe this would be the climax for her character. Maybe if she picks the group, she'd be a little less annoying. But when she was at the group, she was still annoying. But I don't want that for her character. Like in this episode, I still don't want her to die. I think it's questionable, will she die? Every moment I'm like, oh my god, is Andrea gonna die? Because even when she's in the car, just the camera angles they did, it just felt like something was gonna happen. There was so much tension. And I feel like maybe the governor will kill her. Who knows? I know takes a bigger place in the comic, and she's less annoying in the comic, so I'm hoping they do develop her character and she maybe go back to the group and really realize the governor does something wrong. But she really needs to get through her thick skull that the governor's a bad guy, and she still hasn't done that. And in this end of this episode, she still has that conflict, who should I trust? And that's why the perfect title for this episode is I'm Not Judas, because Judas is a biblical reference to Judas from, the Bible. And Judas is a traitor. So is Andrea a traitor? And you can notice that they're trying to make biblical references also because they reference the Bible in this episode also, which I want to mention that we get depth through Merle in this episode. He becomes likable because I know a couple of reviews back I said, oh, he can't join the group because everyone's going to hate him, but stuff he says. But he tries to make peace with Michonne. We see the depths. He's like, oh, one of the good things about Woodbury is that there was a library and I can read the Bible. So we get to see the depth through his character that we didn't get to see seasons ago. We always saw him as that asshole and the guy who worked for the governor. But now he's starting to get depth, and through this episode I feel like he is becoming likable. I feel like if he was a more secondary character or someone had to die, it would be Merle, because he actually developed, and usually when a character develops, they die. So, and become likable, they die. So, but I think it was great for Merle's character. I think if he keeps going on this track, he could maybe become a favorite. I mean, I don't think a lot of people are like, oh yeah, Merle's my favorite character. But I think if he does get more depth and become more likable, yeah, he'll still have those tendencies of him kind of being an asshole because that is his character. But if he also has those tendencies of having some depth, I think that'll be great. And I love that about this episode for Merle. But again, it's really not about all the other characters, honestly. It is about Andrea. And that's the question for you guys. What do you think will happen to her character? Will she go to the governor's side? Did you find her annoying in this episode? For me, I don't want her to die. I really don't. I'm still scared for her to die because where she is now, the governor could just kill her off. It's possible. But I don't want her to die, but I want her to become less annoying. Again, I think the only way that will happen is if she joined the group, stop complaining, and say, oh, the governor is right, what are you talking about? And hopefully throughout the end of the season, we'll get to see her less annoying, but that's kind of hard for Andrea. But tell me, did you find her annoying in this episode? I did find her annoying, but that didn't make this episode even, bad, It made it actually good because I learned more about this character and seeing how she has changed. Yeah, she became more annoying, but she's changed, and we get to see her confront the other group members. Also love that ending scene, honestly, just the music for it. Bethany singing. I think that's her place in the group. She does not have to fight. She just needs to sing every end of the episode around the campfire. She's the entertainment. But it's really nice, and they kind of transition to another, song that has nothing to do with the episode, but no, it's not in the episode, but just for tone purposes. But it's just like the way they did those last 3 minutes. Cinematography was great. It was just very tense and very subtle at the same time. Just a really good end 3 minutes. One of the best, I think, for The Walking Dead, just the way they transitioned everything. I'm hoping something big happens in the next episode. We're getting Carl, Michonne, and Rick. They're going to the governor again, and honestly, I think this episode is a really good lead up for, I guess, what we're going to see next. So tell me in comments below what you thought. Again, it's not, a humongous episode, but for character development, it was a good episode, a solid episode. So again, tell me in comments below what you thought. This is Comic Uno, and guys, don't forget to follow me on Twitter for Comic Uno and The Red Situation. And next week I'll be doing another review for The Walking Dead, and 5 more reviews until hiatus time for the summer, until we have to wait until October for a new episode. So this is Comic Uno. Hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll see you guys later. Bye.